Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video via social media and with your friends via email. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several financial news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. Today, I read an article on Fortune.com written by Cora Lewis and the Associated Press titled, "Americans are sinking in debt as household expenses grow faster than income, new poll says. The economy is good on paper, but I'm not doing great." According to the article, about 2 in 3 Americans say their household expenses have risen over the last year, but only about 1 in 4 say their income has increased in the same period, according to a new poll from the Associated Press. Here's my question to these employers. What gives? Some of these employers are reporting record profits on Wall Street. Why aren't they sharing the love with their employees? I guess this is why the UAW has striked recently, and apparently their efforts have paid off because the employees are apparently going to be earning higher wages. The author goes on to indicate about 8 in 10 Americans say their overall household debt is higher or about the same as it was a year ago. About half say they currently have credit card debt. 4 in 10 are dealing with auto loans, and about 1 in 4 have medical debt. Just 15.5% say their household savings have increased over the last year. Here are my thoughts. I'm shocked that 8 in 10 Americans say that their overall household debt is higher or about the same as it was a year ago. But I'm not surprised. Many everyday Americans have had to rely on their credit cards to cover their expenses each month, and many are unable to pay off the balances at the end of the billing cycles. This means Americans are carrying credit card debt month after month after month, and the amount that they owe grows larger due to the sky-high interest rates in the low 20s to the low 30s in some cases. Most of the credit cards that are charging in the low 30% range are retail cards. In my opinion, this is unsustainable and eventually will reach a tipping point for some Americans. Here's the part of the article that is really depressing. Relatively few Americans say they're very or extremely confident that they could pay an unexpected medical expense, 26%, or have enough money for retirement, 18%. Only about 1/3 are extremely or very confident their current financial situation will allow them to keep up with expenses. So basically, if we look at this in another way, 74% of Americans don't think they could cover an unexpected medical expense, and 82% don't think they'll have enough money for retirement. How sad is that? This actually makes me wonder what life is going to be like decades from now in this country. In one of my previous videos, I said this, but I'm going to say it again. This isn't Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. This is America Max Beyond Capitol Dome. In all seriousness, what is happening in our great country? I am very discouraged by everything that I read. It is not the same country that our grandparents or great-grandparents grew up in. Sure, they didn't have iPhones and streaming services and 4K televisions, but they were able to earn a livable wage, and they stood a chance at being able to buy a home in a nice area, and they were often able to retire with a lifetime pension at a relatively young age. It is simply a different world today. I read an interesting article on foxbusiness.com written by Nora Collimer titled, "Many Americans Feel Stuck in Their Finances and Struggle to Build Savings Survey." According to the author, BMO Financial Group conducted a survey recently. The survey revealed that 46% of Americans said they have not made any financial advances since inflation hit a historic high 2 years ago. Of those not making progress, 36% said they had fallen behind on savings or goals, and 66% had no written financial plan. This doesn't surprise me at all. Many everyday Americans just wing it. Why take the time to write a financial plan when you could waste time on TikTok instead? TikTok is a lot more fun than writing a financial plan. Some people wouldn't even be able to write a financial plan because they don't teach writing in many schools anymore. They would have to type it out. We live in a society where people want to consume content online and then spend money online. Very few people would be interested in taking the time to produce something like a financial plan. Getting back to this article, I'm not surprised that 36% of Americans surveyed said they had fallen behind on their savings or goals. Many haven't seen their wages keep pace with inflation. Many are now paying higher rent or higher mortgage payments due to property taxes and insurance going up. Everyday Americans are also paying more for food at the grocery store, more for fuel for the vehicle, more for maintenance for the vehicle, more to dine out, and in some cases, more for entertainment. The author of this article references Michael Gregory, Deputy Chief Economist and Head of U.S. Economics at BMO, who echoes what I just said. He indicates U.S. consumer confidence fell more than expected in August, amid still elevated food and gas prices, softening labor market conditions, and economic uncertainty. The deck is often stacked against everyday people. It is the haves and the have-nots in this country in many cases. The middle class is eroding while the billionaire elite get wealthier, except for Elon Musk, who has seen his net worth plummet recently due to the EV market cooling and due to the whole Twitter X catastrophe. I personally think Elon Musk is going to be okay. I don't think any of us need to start a GoFundMe page for him anytime soon. Here's something frightening that I read in this article. Higher costs push some to drop car insurance. Car insurance costs have soared faster than inflation, surging by roughly 8% in 2022 and up another 5.9% in the first 6 months of 2023, according to a J.D. Power report. The report said the number of American households with at least one vehicle who say they do not have auto insurance increased to 5.7% in the first half of 2023 from 5.3% in the second half of 2022. So you might have some individual driving an expensive vehicle looking like he is wealthy when in fact he has no insurance. My old Lexus GS300 years ago was hit by a driver with no insurance. My car was parked in a lot and I saw this guy back into my car while I was standing on a balcony. He then took off. I was able to get his license plate and the police and my insurance company investigated the situation and found this guy had no insurance. People shouldn't be on the road without car insurance. Unfortunately, I'm afraid there are a lot of people out there just like this. Maybe that rapper Chamillionaire needs to come out with an alternate version of his song Ridin' Dirty called Ridin' Uninsured. You never know, it could be the next big hit. I certainly think it would be a relevant song given what is going on with a number of Americans who do not have vehicle insurance. Here's an interesting article that I read on money.com, written by Pete Grieve and edited by Brad Tuttle, titled, Auto Loan Delinquencies Reach a Record High. Here's what to do if you can't make a car payment. According to the author, auto loan delinquencies just hit an all-time high, surpassing a previous record that stood for at least 27 years. As average auto loan costs soar, more Americans are missing their monthly payments. Fitch Ratings reports the delinquency rate for subprime auto borrowers was 6.11% in September, which is the highest level since the company began tracking the data in 1994. I'm not surprised at all by this. A lot of people in the past few years took advantage of the opportunity to purchase their dream vehicle when money was cheap and easy. Many car dealers will do whatever is possible to get someone financed so the salesperson can make a commission, the finance manager can profit from selling another unit, along with all of the other junk peddled in the finance office, such as extended warranties, paint protection, wheel protection, tire protection, etc. Even the general manager at a dealership often has a compensation package that depends on dealership profit. These dealerships partner with different lenders and make a profit on the vehicle loans in addition to selling the vehicle and all of the junk that they peddle in the finance office. This is big business, and they often don't care if the buyer is going to default at some point down the road. I think many of these people at the dealership probably have a pretty good idea about who is going to default on their car loan and who is not. But they don't care. They want another unit sold so everyone can profit. It's scary to me that delinquency rates for subprime auto borrowers are at the highest level since Fitch Ratings began tracking the data back in 1994. This is just another sign of the times here in the United States of America. I read another interesting article relating to vehicle delinquency rates on PYMNTS.com titled, "Auto Loan Delinquency Rates Reach Highest Level Since 1994. This article referenced Cox Automotive, who estimated that 1.5 million vehicles will be seized this year. What I found most interesting was a section that said, and I'll quote, 1 in 5 borrowers now owe at least $1,000 a month. Isn't that crazy that 1 in 5 borrowers have a vehicle payment that is $1,000 a month or higher? Can you imagine having a high payment like that for a depreciating liability? Some of these people probably have 72-month, 84-month, or even 96-month vehicle loans. They are throwing away so much money on a depreciating liability. Not only that, they are throwing away a lot of money on high registration costs and higher insurance. New expensive vehicles cost a lot more for all of this than an old beater. How many of these people do you think have one of these expensive new vehicles because they want to show off to impress their friends or their coworkers? How many of these individuals feel entitled to drive an expensive vehicle like this? What's sad to me is many of these people are probably sacrificing their future financial security by driving one of these expensive vehicles. I wouldn't doubt that many of these people have little to no emergency savings and little to no retirement savings. Yet they have a new vehicle with heated and air-conditioned seats, a heated steering wheel, and a panoramic roof. What is wrong with some of these people who are making these foolish financial decisions? Please tell me what I am missing here. Some people in the comment section beneath some of my previous videos said I am too doom and gloom. Well, I'm going to report something more upbeat. I read an article on Investopedia.com written by Terry Lane titled, "Baby Boomers Ramp Up Spending While Others Cut Back." Despite higher interest rates, boomers born between 1946 and 1964 and the preceding traditionalist generation are the only two groups that have increased their spending, making up 40% of all consumption, Bank of America found. Boomers have yet, if ever, to feel the impact of higher rates, and many wealthy boomers are actually benefiting, Bank of America analysts wrote. So there you go. This is some positive news. At least this is positive if you are a baby boomer. Baby boomers get to enjoy their house that is now worth multiples of what they paid for it. Their investment accounts allow many of them to access funds to travel and do whatever they want during their retirement years. And many have a nice lifetime pension as well to rely on, so there is no anxiety about the stock market's fluctuations. If you are a Gen X, Millennial, or part of Generation Z, sorry, you weren't born at the right time. In many cases, you get to work multiple jobs, live in an overpriced apartment, try your best to live beneath your means so you can have money left over to contribute to a 401k plan, assuming your company offers one. You will likely have a difficult time finding an employer with a lifetime pension these days, and you'll probably lose your job at some point due to artificial intelligence if you are in the wrong field. If you're lucky, you'll inherit some money from your parents if they don't spend it all before they pass away. What do you think about all this? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Please keep in mind, nothing in this video is financial advice or advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video via social media or via email with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.